Well, of course, some of those directives coming as a result of the question of subsidy, which the president indicated is not sustainable. But let's just look at other directives that he also gave, one of them being the one we earlier talked about, the appointment of 6 judges who had earlier on been rejected by Uhuru Kenyatta. Let's have that on our board there. You see 6 of those judges of Court of Appeal to be sworn in on Tuesday. The president coming out very strongly on that. The financial autonomy of the police services to be executed immediately. The budget issues to be removed from the office of the president and made independent as a way of boosting the war on corruption. He also talks about boosting the fund to the judiciary. Another directive, provincial administration to keep off politics. You remember that? An issue that's very close to the president's heart, the use of the provincial administration to achieve political goals. The other directive is fuel subsidy and unga subsidy not being a solution, and I would like to hear from my guests what that means. The other one, of course, is 1.4 million bags of fertilizer to be available at that price you see on your screen, 3,500 shillings. 20 new markets to be built in Nairobi City Council. I think this one I heard them talk about during the campaign. Credit Reference Bureau, this one many Kenyans know. This one is one many Kenyans know. He talked about it, wants to end the punitive blacklisting and transforming to credit score. Central Bank preparing guidelines on transactions exceeding 1 million. I need to ask my guests, what does that mean? Are we opening up ourselves to something? I don't know. And then the Hustler Fund, to put money into the pockets of people through credit, making credit affordable.
Yeah, and the most interesting thing is that, I mean, we are yet to know the details about the Hustlers Fund, but we are yet to see or to know whether it's going to be modeled along the youth fund, whereby, you know, young people are supposed to form groups and then open a bank account, get registered, and then they get funds that they were supposed to utilize to open a business. So we are still following to know what kind of a fund this is going to be.
Exactly. But it's there. It's one of the directives. So I would also be happy to hear what my guests have to say. Low-cost housing program targeting 250,000 units every year to be rolled out. Jua Kali to provide customized products for the housing program. That's a good one. It's an interesting one.
I mean, also something else that's very interesting there is a 250,000 units, you know, of houses every year. I mean, this is going to be such a monumental task, eh?
Yeah.
But of course, it requires a lot of public as well as private partnership, because that is not going to be small money. Yeah. It's quite a significant investment, and of course, that requires so much energy.
Absolutely, and finances, as you indicate. But in terms of space, I mean, it's as simple as just let's grow going up rather than growing laterally.
Oh yeah.
You know, so that means, you know, possibilities of seeing lots of apartments and flats.
Look, another major news there is the clearing of goods to refer to the port of Mombasa.
Oh, you asked that, yeah.
The question that you know, all of us would want to find out is exactly what happens to the Naivasha dry port and the people who are employed there, and of course the ICDC here in Nairobi. Remember, it was expanded about 2 years ago. What it becomes of the expanded ICDC. So I think those are the critical information that we will be seeking out to find out from the government going forward.
A very decisive president. Pending bills to be cleared as a matter of priority. Pending bills, we know some people have died waiting to be paid after taking loans from banks to go and supply county governments. And then the question of pending bill comes in, and you know, you hear so-and-so, you know, got pressure, got a stroke, and you know, he's no more.
Look, you're talking about over 500 billion shillings, you know, owed to suppliers by the government. That's quite a major investment there by the private sector. And if you are to deny them that form of funds, then are you definitely killing the private sector? And so we hope that this is one of the processes that is going to be expedited.
Oh yes. Thank you, O'Brien. Thank you for weighing in.
Very good.
Well, all right, let's move.